First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, to Master Sakya Zhengkong, the Zhong Rinpoche, homage to the 16 Dharma King Karmapa, and Master Tupten Dorje. Homage to the main deity of Homa, the Holy Savior Tara, the Green Tara, and the 21 Taras. Homage to the 3 jewels of the altar: Simu, Tuten Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, all disciples present here and over the internet, and our VIPs today, the former Vice President of Republic of China, Taiwan, Miss Annette Lu. Thank you very much for your presence at the ceremony today. And just now, we have heard the speech of the former Vice President. That we could consider her to be a pioneer in the political world. We often talk about whether one country or 2 countries, but she is not talking about those. Instead, she's talking about a neutral country, just like Switzerland in Europe. So this is a very new idea, very creative idea. And hearing it, it left a strong impression. So Buddha School or Lei Tsang Temple is a religious group. So that in our school, there are all kinds of people of all different parties, and we even have followers from all over the world. But some people hearing Miss Lu's speech, you would feel that this is a strong and a new and a grand idea. So some people appreciate and receptive toward her new idea, and because we are free in our Buddha school, there are people of all different facets and beliefs and political parties, any tendencies. So we never prohibit anyone. So if you believe in her concept or idea, then you could learn more from Miss Lu. Or if you are from a different party, then you follow whatever according to your own choice. But my personal opinion is I find her idea to be very fresh and new. It is promising and it does have its potential for world peace. world peace, no wars.
那必须要寻求，当然这个程度上来讲，要寻求
so
世界各国很多国家
you need to strive that you need to be approved by the United Nations and by the countries of the world. So they need to approve her new and grand idea. So Miss Annette Lu will visit all the different countries in the world and to discuss her ideas with the leaders of the nations of the world about this ideal country of Taiwan. So I found her to be promising and creative. It's the same feeling that I had when I was in high school reading her articles in the China Times, in the editorial, her Miss Annette Lu's column. So the pioneer words belong to this former vice president. So her concept that you govern the nation with clear conscience. We all know this, but very, very few people can actually apply it. But her idealism, her creativity, her new idea are worth praising, are worthy of prize. We don't have any specific standpoint or viewpoint on the political parties as well as religious sects. We just want to attain Buddhahood and to attain sagehood. And any kind of spiritual cultivation is accepted. So it's the same thing with the political views. You can view your opinions here, like this former Vice President Annette Lu. So if it is agreeable with you, then you can learn more about it. You can contact her. So True Buddha School is a democratic and free place for all. And very grateful for your presence here today. And as our special guest, we also have from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Secretary General for NAACC, Secretary General Daniel Liao. When Ms. Annette Lu visited Seattle, so Secretary General Daniel Liao had been the host there at that time. And from the Taiwan government, the Chief Secretary, Mr. Zheng Peifu and Mrs. Zheng. And from Hawaii, the state of Hawaii, the director for the TECO, Mr. Li Jun. And the councilperson from Tainan City, Mr. Tsai Wang-chun. and the scholar group of Two Buddha School, the distinguished Professor Wang Jingxian, Professor Wang Yaozun, Professor Wang Li, Professor Mai Yinhuang, Professor Cai Guoyu, Professor Gu Haoxiang, Professor Hong Xinyi, Professor Ye Shuwen, Professor Lin Xiuji, Dr. Yu Jiangcheng, Medical Dr. Lin Jun'an, Attorney to the Two Buddha Foundation, Mr. Zhuo Zhongshan, Accountant to the Two Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband, the President of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charitable Society, Master Changren, President of the Taiwan Lotus Light Charitable Society, Mr. Li Chunyan, a sand sculptor, Mr. Wang, and the General Manager of the Gaoda Farm, Mr. Chen, and the Manager, Mr. Chen Hongzhang. Jingyi Enterprise General Manager, Ms. Zhang. Qiping Furniture Club, the President, Ms. Huang. And from Taichung Food Safety Prevention Association, and the Director, Mr. and Mrs. Tsai. And from Taipei City Senior High School's PTA Union PR Director, Ms. Chu Hui-ning. And from Taipei City, the Junior High PTA Association, the Vice Chair, Mr. Li Guo.
My University Same classmate,
Mr. and Mrs. Zhu Jingshui. Representative to the legislator Cai Qi-chang, Ms. Chen Hui-mei. Representative to the councilperson of Kaohsiung City, Xi Hui-yi. A notable entrepreneur from Hong Kong, the Datuk Kenneth Loy, and the Latin Zheng Meiting. From Guam, the representative to the PIC, Ms. Zheng Yi. Producers for the development Great Perfection Dharma, Hevaja Exposition and Development Stages of Tantrayana, Master Lian Yu. And producers for the Geni Diansang Xinten Illuminating Their Heart, Ms. Rebecca Xiaqi. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? I'm Taiwanese, so I speak Taiwanese. Also in Mandarin. Selamat siang, Indonesian, Malay, Japanese, English, Spanish, French, Thai, Korean, lots of people are wearing green today. So today we had the ceremony of Green Tara, 21 Taras, and the Holy Savior Tara. And this deity is the Yidam, the personal deity of the 16 Dharma King Karmapa, the Green Tara. Is his Yidam. In upstate New York, at the Trinity Dharma Wheel Temple, I met the 16 Dharma King Karmapa there. I asked him, how did you cultivate? And his answer was simple, that in the morning he did the Tara practice, and in the evening he did the Mahakala protector practice. So I knew that his Yidam is the Green Tara. So there are many Mahasiddhas of the past, lineage gurus, that practice Tara practice. Guru Padmasambhava practiced Singamuga, the lion-faced Dakini, as his Yidam and protector. So personal deity, protector, and lineage root guru. So that's Guru Padmasambhava. And Nagarjuna's Yidam is also Tara. And the gurus from Kagyupa, Tilopa, and Naropa also have Taras as their Yidams. Also Atisha's Yidam is also Tara. The Green Tara appeared long ago, which is the Holy Savior Tara, the Green Tara. And we also refer to her as Tara Bodhisattva. In Chinese called Dumu. So it is earlier. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is even earlier, because the Lokesvara was compassionate towards sentient beings. She dropped tears, and one drop of tear became the green Tara, and the other tear became the white Tara. So Tara Bodhisattva has 3 vows, 3 wishes. First, that beyond the world there are no differences between man and woman, male or female. So, but yet they appeared as females to represent, to symbolize compassion, the motherly compassion. That's the manifestation of Tara. So the Taras manifest as a female form to salvage sentient beings, the same with the Dakinis. Second, they are fearless in their compassion. So what does it mean to be fearless? It is the greatest compassion. It's complete devotion.
这个就是无畏的慈悲，完全众生平等的这样子的慈悲。
That all beings are equal. That's how compassionate they were. Only one kind of persons, one kind of people that cannot be salvaged by Taras, as the Tara said, was the one who eliminate their clans for 7 lifetimes. Cannot be salvaged by Taras.
所以今天卢师尊在这里所表现，
So here,
我一定把自己的师父
Grandmaster Lu
顶在头顶上，
always place his gurus on top of his head.
任何一个师父，
Anyone
我主要的当然是
of all of my gurus, of course, the key ones are the Venerable Mang Liao Mi, the Sheng-yen Rinpoche, the Karmapa, the 16 Dharma King Karmapa, and Master Dukden Dorje, and also all the other gurus that I have paid homage to.
戒律，绝不诽谤自己的师父。
I strongly keep one precept is never to slander my gurus.
每一个师父都对你很好，
Don't think that each of your gurus would be kind to you. That's why you don't
不是
slander them. No.
每一个师父都也有打过我的，也有
Some
骂我
gurus have beaten me or scolded me.
我从来就是照着我的心在做事情，就是李武
But
总讲的，
I would continue to do my things with the clear conscience.
师父教过你一个佛号，就是你的
Even if a guru has taught you an epithet or a mantra, then they are your
他
guru.
传你一个法，就是你的师
If they have transmitted a dharma to you, then they are your gurus.
他讲过一个良言给你，
Or
教
they
过
have
你
spoken
就
kind
是你的
words
师父。
or have taught you a word, then they are your gurus, your teachers.
莲华生大师讲的第一个，敬
Guru
师
Padmasambhava have spoken that the first
我们
and
学
foremost is
只有
respect your guru.
敬
In
师
Buddhist studies,
你不
this
尊
is
敬师
it.
父，邪法无益。
If you don't respect
法你
your
已经
guru,
轻视，
then there are no benefits
你轻
in
视师
practicing
父
the Dharma
也轻视了那个
because you already
修法怎么能够成就？
ridicule or look down on the guru. How could you have attainments in your Dharma practice?
师父教过我，就有恩于我。
So if the gurus have taught me something that I owe them
接
gratitude.
下来呢，就是重法。
And after respecting the gurus, then
因
you
为
treasure
你
the
敬师
Dharma.
你会尊重师父传下来的法。
Because you respect the guru, then you would also respect the Dharma that he
再来
teaches.
就是实修，
And then last is to put them
殷
into
勤的
practice
心，
with diligence.
一个口诀：勤日勤劳的勤，
The tip here, the key point is diligence. With diligence, then you would have attainments.
一字口诀呀，一字啊，口诀。
That's a pith instruction.
你像那个多罗菩萨，
That's
他因为大慈悲心，
like
但是
Tara
虽然大慈
Bodhisattva
悲众
with her
生
great compassion. she would salvage all sentient beings, except those who have slaughtered their clans for 7 lifetimes. So Tara Bodhisattvas are also compassionate. And the third vow that they have are all the Taras are helping Lokaswara Bodhisattva. There are 3 Pure Lands. The Holy Savior or the Tara Bodhisattva. One Pure Land is the Western Paradise of Amitabha Buddha. And second is Buddha Lokas Mountain. And third is their own Pure Land. Is the beautiful and blissful Pure Land. And Atisha went from Jambi in Sumatra, Indonesia, from India, to pay homage to Dharmakirti, Guru Sarlingpa. And he attained the bodhicitta and all the Tara practices. And then he returned to India and then went to Tibet and transmitted all the green Tara practices onto Tibet. So Atisha had Atisha's Yidam practices Tara. And Tsongkhapa also, and the 16th Dharma King also, Yidam's practice also Tara. And in the evening he would practice Mahakala. Now let's talk about the Great Perfection Dharma. Guru Padmasambhava exposed a real Dharma realm that was originally pure and true to its intrinsic nature. There really are no devils, no sentient beings, a realm stored with pure, empty and bright, clear light. There are also no rights and no wrongs. This is a kind of realm where the mind don't have any senses or perceptions. But because of the random movements of the mind, cause and effect start to occur. With this, good and evil appear. Also differentiation between yin and yang, arising and ceasing, incessantly recurring, thus the unending appearances of all phenomena. So emptiness is the origin and appearance is indistinct and hidden with thresholds. Buddhahood or sagehood is leaving behind absurdity to return to the truth, transforming consciousness into wisdom, emptiness and appearance with no impediments. At the Golden Pagoda Cavern, I learned of the 3 types of siddhi. The first one is the attainment of the moment. The second is the attainment at death. And the third one is the attainment at bardo. And Great Perfection Dharma is the first kind of attainment. It is of the highest kind. Would like to make an announcement. First, Simu, Vajra Master Lian Xiang, will be coming to Taiwan from Seattle next week. This is the expectation of everybody to have her coming back soon. Next week. Grandmaster knows, but you don't know what day. She didn't want me to publicize it. It's next week. Master Lian Ho and Master Lian Si and Master Lian Zhu recommended Reverend Lian Wei from Sabah, Malaysia, to become Vajra Acharya. So I will find time to confer the empowerment for the Vajra Acharya. So what Guru Padmasambhava talked about is about the great perfection Dharma, which is like the ceremony that we will have during the spring blessing ceremonies, Adi Buddha and Mahayamaya. The key teaching of those two deities is about this realm. Which is the one truth Dharma realm. And we also have another announcement for the Trans-Asia Airline of Taiwan, and from the Zhongguan chapter, Vajra Master Lian Miao led a group of fellow disciples and perform mantra recitation and perform bardo deliverance. But it was not in the news. So they were not in the news. So Master Lian Miao led a group of disciples and performed bardo deliverance and mantra recitation on the location for the sufferer of the plane crash. So may they gain immeasurable merits. So today we had the Homa of the Holy Savior Tara, Green Tara and 21 Taras. And all the same, we also did bardo deliverance and prayers for them. Let me share a joke. The general manager went abroad for field trips, and he called back to the company, and that was Xiaomin that received the phone. There was a slacking, like, oh, I'm talking to my girlfriend. Can you call back later? And do you know who I am? I am the general manager. And the general manager asked Xiaoming, and Xiaoming asked him back, but do you know who I am? And the general manager replied, no. And then Xiaoming replied, well, that's fine then. So let me tell you what is this Zhen Fa Jie, one truth, Dharma realm. It's like in this joke. Nobody knows about anybody else. Nobody knows about anybody else. Like I said before, on the moon, if one person flew to the moon, what is good, what is bad on the moon? When there are no people on the moon, what is good, what is bad? And Master Huijun replied that good and bad are defined by people. When there are people, there are good and bad. But when there are no people, there is no such concepts. When nobody knows about nobody, what is right and what is wrong? What is proper and what is deviant? Someone is eating a beef noodle soup and he asks, but there's only noodle here, no beef. So the shopkeeper replied, but in the sun cake is there a sun? In the wife's cake is there a wife inside it? Of course the beef noodle soup also has no beef. That's why. So let me tell you, the one truth Dharma realm is similar to this. What is this one truth Dharma realm? Think about it. It is pure and true to its intrinsic nature. On the moon, is there a devil? A Mara? If there is a devil on the moon, then the devil would have died of hunger. No food to eat. The monthly salary is 150,000. You can travel to Europe, but if your salary is under 100,000, you travel in the Southeast Asia. But if your salary is under 50,000, then you travel in Taiwan. If your salary is under 20,000, then you just go on a picnic. But if it's below 5,000, you choose peanut oil, and then if it's below 2,000, then you choose the recycled oil, the bad oil. If you have no income, then you just dream about it. So this is how you can travel. But in this one true Dharma realm, everything is there, but also nothing is there. So think about it. Pure and true to its intrinsic nature, there really are no devils and no sentient beings. Why? Aren't we all sentient beings? One true Dharma realm, nobody knows about nobody. Nobody can see nobody else. Cannot see. And anyone is anyone. So this is a realm stored with pure, empty, and bright, clear light. There are no rights and no wrongs. This is a kind of realm where the mind don't have any senses or perceptions. So when the heart has no sensations or perceptions, this is called the one true Dharma realm. What is this? This is spoken by Guru Padmasambhava. This is the great perfection Dharma of Tantrayana, and also the true meditation in Zen Buddhism. You would reach such a realm. So in true meditation, you don't know that you are meditating. So in my tantric practice, at the end, I would enter into my own room, and I'm unaware of time, unaware of the space. I was sitting there, and I don't even know where I am sitting at, and I don't know what time it is. And then Master Huijun would call out at the door, 5 times left, and the sound, the voice would enter into my ears, and then I would came out from my meditation. But how long have I been meditating? Sometimes only 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes. When you don't know that you're meditating in your meditation, and you don't know where your body is, you would only know after you open your eyes. Oh, it's at the abode of the Sun Mountain. Only this would be called meditation. If nobody called on you, if Master Huijun was not there at the door and said, 5 minutes left, Master Lien Yu also called me. I didn't hear because her voice was softer. But Huijun has a louder voice because she looks like a trumpet. Master Lien Yu has a very soft voice. I didn't hear that. So meditation is you're entering into the one true Dharma realm. If you're meditating and entering into great perfection Dharma realm, that even only for a few minutes, that you're totally rejuvenated, you're re-energized. As long as you empty yourself and you move away all your thoughts, and your body and mind are completely empty, and your body doesn't feel, and your mind are unaware of everything, completely empty, then the potential of the whole universe would enter into you, and you're totally re-energized. Then you would feel as if you're being reborn again. There is the phenomena of rebirth, and you're full of energy. Even with the short 5 minutes, you can return to the original world. That's why meditation is very important. So Guru Padmasambhava said that this is the realm where the mind is unaware of anything. That actually even the mind doesn't exist. The mind or the heart doesn't exist. Jack is from a military family, and a friend visited his home, and in the kitchen it said cafeteria, and living room is meeting room, and the son's room is the male dormitory, and the daughter's room is female dormitory. And the friend thought that the bedroom must be the general's office, but it turned out to be a new cadet training camp. So that's the human world. That's the realm of people. You would have an opinion or views. And spiritual cultivation, most importantly, is to eliminate all random thoughts. In order to reach the one truth Dharma realm, you need to purify your mind or heart. Don't think of all this garbage. You want to be happy? It's very easy whether you want to be happy or to be sad for the day. You want to be happy? Just think of the happy things, then you would be happy. If you want to be sad, then just worry. Just be afflicted, then everything would be very sad, and every day you would be very sad. Everything is an affliction. If you live in a country, the country has its own affliction. In a family, it has its own affliction. When you work, there's also afflictions at work. If you have a career, there are also afflictions in your career. If you have children, there are also afflictions. Or if you have parents, there are also afflictions due to parents, also to siblings. Or romantic love, you also have afflictions due to the romantic love. Or problems with money, with material things. There are problems everywhere. If you think about all this, then every day you would be very sad. So if you think of all these problems, then you would be sad. So spiritual cultivators, you need to reach this. You need to throw away all the garbage out of your mind, out of your heart. So this is called observing. So the Dharma gate, by observing your mind or your heart, it's a Dharma gate that's rather high. You observe your own mind and watchful of your mind until your mind has no feelings whatsoever, until you reach the Dharma realm of one truth. Or what's left is only happiness and compassion or conscience. So the conscience, clear conscience, like the former Vice President Emmett Liu said earlier, if you have good conscience, then you would have peace of mind. Master Sheng-yen had spoken this phrase that when you have peace of mind, then you would be safe. If you have good conscience, then you would have peace of mind. When you have peace of mind, then you're safe. If you have good conscience, you would not violate the 5 basic precepts: killing, stealing, lying, adultery, and being intoxicated. If you have good conscience, then you would not violate the laws or committing crimes. And then the country would be a happy place. There are no miseries happening. So good conscience is the first qualification in the human world. It's also a concept of Confucius. At the most basic, can you have peace of mind? Yes, if you can, then you would be safe. So Master Sheng-yen spoke on this, that by having peace of mind you would be safe. So whatever you do, you need to do it with a good and clear conscience. So even when there is a knock on the door in the middle of the night, you would not be scared, and you're also not scared of any ghost. Because if you're pure, you're bright, and you have good clear conscience, then you would have lights on your body and the ghost would be afraid of you. It's not you that is afraid of ghost. So if you have any dark places, dark corners or spots in you, then you would be afraid of the ghost. Otherwise you would not. When you reach the highest realm, is the realm where the heart or the mind is unaware of anything. A patient complained to the doctor, something is abnormal. I would defecate whatever I eat. If I eat cucumber, it would be cucumber that comes out, or watermelon or whatever. How can I become normal again? And the doctor, after thinking for a moment, said that, well, maybe you should just eat poo. It's reasoning here that whatever you do, that you would have to suffer the retribution, the consequences. That's called the cause and effect. So whatever you have done, you would suffer the consequences. Don't violate the laws, because then you would be creating karma. You cannot do anything without the good conscience, because then you're creating karma. Then you would have to suffer the retribution of the karma. Some people may say, well, I'm only doing bad things in the afternoon, because there's this phrase in Chinese that say morning or night you would suffer the consequences. Morning or night actually also meaning that's like sooner or later. This is play of words in Chinese. Actually, not just mornings and nights. This is just a joke. So, if you do bad things in the afternoon or around noon, you still cannot escape it. Sooner or later, morning or nights meaning day and night, meaning all day long, not just morning and night. So when the mind or the heart is unaware of the world, that's the best, that's great perfection Dharma. So when you reach this Dharma realm of one truth, that is, your mind or heart is unaware of anything. You have no mind. But once I'm awakened and I do whatever with a good, clear conscience, then you would be safe. Like Grandmaster. Grandmaster is the founder of True Buddha School, and I have Lei Tsang temples all over the world, but I don't manage, I don't control any of these temples. In my heart, I don't owe any temples. Although the Taiwan Lei Tsang temple has my name on it, but the abbot, the running abbot, the executive is Master莲生. So for administrations, executive, and also accounting, everything, Master莲生would be in control of it, but I don't know anything about it. So who is in the accounting, who is in the reception or kitchen, which ones are long-term or volunteer or short-term, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about them. Although my name is on the Taiwan Lei Tsang temples and no other temples, and I hope that they can take my name down, because if Taiwan Lei Tsang temple would have some problem in the future, then it would be I who have problems. But actually I don't know anything, because I'm abiding in this realm where my mind is unaware of anything. So the organizations, the structures, the administrations, the execution of Taiwan Lei Tsang temple, I know nothing about. I only have my picture taken, that's all. You know, I don't know anything, and I'm not aware of anything. Actually, my mind is unaware of anything. Only when they have problems and they ask me to help, that I would. Actually, I don't know anything. I'm a practitioner with no mind and nothing. Of course, I know that the abbot of Taiwan Lei Tsang temple is Master莲生, Lien Zai, and Lien O. Lien O is the president of the True Buddha Tantrayana Association. I know those three heads. I don't know about all the other leaders. So this is, my mind is unaware of the world. So I have no problems in my heart. So in my heart I have nothing. Something made a sound there and said, right. I don't know what I have eaten back in Taiwan. I have taken all this inedible oil, the black heart oil. Huh? They went to the bank. Father brought the son to the bank. So are you a godfather or the father-in-law? And the old man replied, "No, I'm the father." Oh, this is also playful in Chinese. This is a joke. This is play of words of Chinese. Father-in-law also sound like monthly payment. Or father sounds like pay all. So. So there's a misunderstanding. So between people there are lots of misunderstandings. So the Sheng-yen Lu that is seen outside and Sheng-yen Lu that's being seen by people around me and the Sheng-yen Lu that's inside my heart are the three different kinds. The Sheng-yen Lu seen by the outside world and Sheng-yen Lu that's seen by people around me and the Sheng-yen Lu inside my heart are the three different kinds of Sheng-yen Lu. I am the Sheng-yen Lu that's abiding in the one truth Dharma realm. Is the realm where the mind is unaware of the world. But when the mind starts to move, then there would be cause and effect. And with cause and effect, there would be good and bad. There would be yin and yang. There would be differentiations. And arising and ceasing would become incessant. And all appearances would be unending. So the only way to return to the one truth Dharma realm, that is Buddhahood. So returning to the one truth Dharma realm. And what is enlightenment? Is enlightenment that can be spoken in terms of this one truth Dharma realm. It's not just the general enlightenment. This is a very high realm. It's not the typical enlightenment that's being spoken by people. So emptiness is the origin. So emptiness is the real origin, the true origin, and appearance is enlisting and hidden with threshold. So Buddhahood is leaving behind absurdity to return to the truth, transforming consciousness into wisdom, and emptiness and appearance with no embodiments. So whether you're empty or you're with forms, you have no impediments, you have no hindrances. So when you are empty, then you're one truth. But when you're appearing, in the appearances you have the great, a good conscience. So you return to the one truth Dharma realm. So at the Golden Pagoda Cavern, I learned of the 3 types of siddhi. And of course, after siddhi or after attainment, is your attainment of the moon. So when you have the true understanding of the mind and seeing the Buddha nature, so enlightenment and Buddhahood, that's the first and foremost, although you still have this human body. That's the best kind of attainment. And the second is attainment at death. And the third kind is the attainment at Bardo. You become a spirit after death, and then the spirit returns to the one truth Dharma realm. That's the third kind of attainment. And great perfection Dharma is the first kind of attainment, and it is of the highest kind. So the great perfection Dharma is the Dharma of the highest kind. In that Dharma, You can say
真正的醒来
that would be called the true
真正的
awakening.
醒来是你
True
已经证
awakening
到了心
is that
不觉
you
世
have
界
you have
你已经
realized
真法
that
界
the mind is unaware of the
这
world,
个就是
and
真
you
正的
have
醒
returned to the Dharma realm of one truth.
而不是说我前世是什么
It's not talking about
我
your
醒过
past
来我知道
lives,
前世是什么
that you awaken, then you know about your past life. No, that's just a small awakening, not the great awakening.
真正的最大的觉悟
A true and the greatest awakening
是最大的
and the greatest awareness and realization is that of the great perfection Dharma.
或者你的
And the small realization is perhaps about knowing your past life or your past 100 or 500 lives
这
or your future 100 or 500 lives.
它的境界还是先
That realm is only realm of the sagehood. Although sagehood are divided into the greatest golden sage, and then the heavenly sage, the earthly sage, and the ghostly sage. They are all different kinds of sagehood. There are many different realms. Knowing the past or the future 500 lives,
都是小节
those are all small realization.
一真
But the true and greatest awakening is the one true Dharma realm. And that's the highest kind, and that is great perfection Dharma.